morning. My name is Anitra of AnitraSpeaks.com. I just had to jump on this morning and tell you guys something that happened to me this weekend that it's just unbelievable, okay? So some of you may know, some of you may not know, I'm a member of an organization where we do speech competitions. I had moved up through the ranks and I was at the final contest. I was to compete Friday night and Saturday night in 2 different contests. In this moment, I'm excited. I'm president of a club. The club knew. Everybody's texting me. How's it going? You know, what's going on? So Friday night comes. I do the contest. In that moment, I won first prize. Woohoo! Yes, I was so excited, but I know I've got to compete again the next night with my big speech. So I'm there. I'm excited. They come to me Friday night. The chief judge comes up and he has this disheartening look on his face. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? He said, I've got some bad news for you. I said, for me? Anitra, you have some bad news? And he said, yeah. He said, the bad news is that you can't compete tomorrow night. What? I said, no. What do you mean? So he goes on to explain the rules to me. And it was something that I knew and I asked about. If you participate and you present in the educational session, then you're not supposed to compete in a contest because that gives you an unfair advantage. I knew that when I won and they asked me to do this, and I asked specifically to some of the people, and it was just a miss on their part. But the bad news was, the fact was, I couldn't compete now in the contest that I have been working on for a long time. You know, people were saying, okay, she's the winner, she's the shoe-in, she's got this, but you're telling me I can't even compete. So I was so mad. I cannot lie. I was so mad. I didn't curse, but I said some things. I said, you know, I'm done with this organization. This is not fair. This is not right. You should make an exception, blah, 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 blah. Well, earlier that evening, I had heard a speech from a guy, and the subject of his speech was write your obituary. And what he talked about, he said, how do you want to be remembered? So on my ride home, and I'm still mad, I realized, wait a minute, let me back up. If I don't win this, because I can't compete, what is my role? What is my responsibility? So the next day came, I show up for the meeting. Everybody's watching me now because they know, you know, the rumors and stuff. Oh my God, here she comes. She can't compete. Ooh, everybody better move back because she's going to be mad. On and on and on. I came in, I'm smiling, I'm speaking. The guy who came in second place in the last contest, he is now the one who has to compete. Now, he didn't know. I looked for him and his wife because I wanted to talk to them. Now, they're nervous. They don't know what I'm going to say. So when I get there, I see her, I talk to her, then I see him. He walks up to me with tears in his eyes. He said to me, he said, Anitra, I am so sorry that this happened to you. I told him, I said, listen, we can cry later, but right now what needs to happen, you need to win. Because here's what I began to understand about being a leader. All right. 3 things I want to share with you about being a leader. 1, you have to be a leader even when you don't like it. Okay. I didn't like the rules. I didn't like what they were telling me that I had to do. But I realized there were tons of people, or a lot of people who were watching me. They were waiting for my reaction. So I could either be the leader in this moment, or I could be the non-leader in this moment and act out a certain way. So I said, no, that's not how I want to be remembered. So I talked to this young man. I said, you need to get yourself together. Do you need some water? Do you have any questions? Because you need to come on. You need to win. He was like, but it wasn't fair what they did to you. I said, did nobody do anything to me? We need to focus on you. You need to win. So he went on, went to the contest. I realized then, number 1, you got to leave when you don't like it. Number 2, you have to coach when it's not necessarily comfortable for you. I had to coach him in that moment. It wasn't the most ideal situation for me, but I realized it wasn't about me anymore. And this is the 3rd thing. This is what he said to me. He said, Anitra, you have every right to be mad. You have every right to be ticked off. I told him, I said, you know what? You're right. I have the right to be mad, but I don't have the responsibility to be mad. See, as a leader, you have a responsibility to the people that are following you. Your actions can dictate how they react to a situation. So I understood in that moment, 1, I had to lead when I didn't like it. 2, I had to coach when I wasn't comfortable. And 3, while I had rights, I had the right to be mad, but I did not have the responsibility to be mad. So I wanted to share with you, because even though I was disqualified, I was still qualified. I was still qualified to be a leader. I was still qualified to be a speaker. So I had to hold on to what I knew was true in that moment. So let me tell you what happened at the contest. Ooh, when I tell y'all, that young man got on that stage, something turned on in him, and he won first place. So he is headed to Chicago to compete internationally. I could not have been more happy. I just get chills talking about it. I was so proud of him. So when it was over, I called him and his wife out into the hallway, and I said, listen, here's some things that you need to know. Hey, Walter. Hey, Archie. Here's some things that you need to know about your next level, okay? I said, when you get there, this is what's going to happen. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. I said, and when you get there, beware of this. Go ahead and start thinking about the stage for the speech for the big stage, because it has to be a different speech. But don't tell that speech anywhere. Second thing I want you to do, I want you to go on YouTube, look at past champions, watch how so I'm giving this, and he just looked at me, and then he just said, can I get a hug from you? I said, yeah, come on. We hugged and we embraced, and he told me, he said, Anitra, you don't know what this means to me coming from you. Wow. I went back to the speech. How do you want to be remembered? I hope that when my obituary is written, that someone remembers how I acted in this moment, because that's what matters. So I want to leave those 3 things with you guys today. Lead when you don't like it. Coach when you're not comfortable. And know your rights. Yes, you have the right to be upset sometimes, but you don't have the responsibility to be upset because someone is watching you. Hey guys, happy Monday. This is Anitra of AnitraSpeaks.com. I hope you like this. If you like it, share it. If you don't like it, share it anyway. Somebody else might benefit from it. I hope you guys have a great Monday, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.